welcome back, you wonderful viewers. I am your host, as always, Blue Dragon of Blue Dragon Games, and welcome to the JohtoLocke. Those of you familiar with the Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge, still stick around while I explain the rules, please. So this is a modification of the Nuzlocke challenge for those of you who don't know what a Nuzlocke is or just want a refresher. It is a Pokemon challenge in which you can only capture the first Pokemon you encounter per route. You must give that Pokemon a nickname, and if a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and must either be released or boxed permanently. For the sake of record keeping, I chose to put them in the box. Now, what makes the JohtoLocke unique is that I am only allowed to use Pokemon whose lines end or start in Johto. That means Pokemon like Zubat, who eventually become the Johto Pokemon Crobat, are allowed. And Pokemon like Swinub, who evolves eventually into Mamoswine, are also allowed. However, Porygon 2, in the Gen 4 Johto Remix, is not allowed, as its line neither starts nor ends in Johto, despite Porygon 2 itself coming from Johto. Now, onto the clauses and add-ons to the run. In addition to the JohtoLocke restriction, I am using the duplicate species clause and the shiny clause, meaning that duplicate evolutionary lines do not count as encounters and can be ignored, and that shinies can be captured even if I've already made my encounter for the route. Do note that never came up. And lastly, legendaries are allowed, though I don't enjoy using them. Items are allowed in battle. This is not a hardcore Nuzlocke. I am not good enough for that. And roaming legendaries are only counted as an encounter on the route they are captured. Again, this did not come up, but it was to protect me from the RNG. And finally, for events such as the Safari Zone and the Bug Catching Contest, the encounter is counted only when a capture is made. So I have as many times to make attempts in the Safari Zone as I need, and in the National Park during the Bug Catching Contest. Without further ado, let's get on to the video. And we immediately start off with Lieutenant Surge, the first gym available to you upon arriving in Kanto. And also, the absolute easiest of them all. Because guess what I caught in Victory Road? Did you say Donphan? It's Donphan! You know what that means? Earthquake spam. To which Surge has no answer. Honestly, I could have just replaced this fight with a meme. I didn't, because I want you to revel in the sweet, sweet victory that followed the bitter losses endured under Lance's tyranny. Behold, sweet victory. Fitting music choice, huh? Oh yeah. Surge is a non-entity, just like he is in Kanto games. He is probably the single easiest gym leader in the first 5 generations of Pokemon. And I say that when this game has Jasmine, whose team folds like a wet noodle to any fire type. that isn't Macargo. And that's just because I don't remember if her Steelix is Earthquake or not. But just look how quickly Tartarus is tearing through his team like wet paper. And while Tartarus won't be useful for too many more gyms in Kanto, just due to having a grass and a water type gym, and most other gyms not being especially weak to ground types, you will be seeing him later. He was handpicked for a very special purpose. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Just enjoy as Surge's final Pokemon falls to a single blow, like all the rest. And on we go. It almost feels cruel fighting Erica, but needs must. We need all the Kanto gym badges to reach our ultimate goal. But I will say, Gen 4's Erica sprite is adorable. It makes me feel even worse about burning all her grass Pokemon alive. Only slightly. But it does make me feel marginally worse. Which is all the more reason to revel in doing it again. And here in the voiceover. Which, woo! Boy, this took a while to get done. Not only because this is just a long video, if you're checking the timestamps now, I just know it, now that I've brought it up, but also, just, I do these recordings mostly in a single session, and it can be hard finding that much time to just dedicate to doing a voiceover or not going to bother anyone. Or where someone else isn't doing something so incredibly loud that I can't actually do voiceover. We're already on Blossom. Which, fun fact, is the only one of Erica's Pokemon who wasn't a one-shot. It was a two-shot. It doesn't make much of a difference. But this was... Alright, it's been a while since I've actually done the gameplay. This was the battle that made me decide to increase my Pokemon's level away from 50. And more towards 55. Blossom's one good hit. She gave it all she got. But it wasn't even close to enough. Rip and piss, Erica's Blossom. You tried. That's more than can be said for your comrades. And that is 2 gyms. Just 6 more to go. And already, with Janine, the Poison-type gym leader. What can I say about Janine? I mean, this battle lasted longer than Erica's. That's something. That is definitely something. It is a thing. Not because she was super amazing or anything. She's just kind of annoying. And here you will see me using Discharge on Poseidon, because I was stupid and forgot that the Johto Game Corner is an unlimited renewable supply of Thunderbolt and Flamethrower TMs, and Ice Beams. Which just... if you're Nuzlocking the Gen 4 game, Johto remakes, Goldenrod Game Corner has really good moves available. Use it. Being able to get Flamethrower, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt by the 3rd gym? Yeah, it'll take a while. But they're still getting 3 of the best moves of their type. Because high base power and amazing accuracy. And this gym wasn't especially difficult. It was, however, as you can probably tell, tedious. I wasn't scared, I was just mildly annoyed. I'll be honest, around the time I got to Kanto, I really just wanted the run to be over. I didn't go for side content outside of getting the Magnet Train Pass, purely so I would be able to quickly get between the regions and the expansion card at the radio tower, so it could go the fast way to Brock. That's about it in terms of Kanto side content I got into. Not a lot. Not a lot, because I didn't want to fucking do it. I love these games. Pokemon HeartGold and Soul Silver are individually my favorite Pokemon games. Just straight up. But I don't think I'm going to be Nuzlocking them again, or at least not with this type of rule set. It was just a pain. Most Johto Pokemon aren't very good. And it's been a while since I've played this game, so I forgot about a lot of gimmicks. Especially later game gimmicks. And here we are on Brock, who was pretty easy. Long, comparatively to most gym leaders, but easy. Like, there's not a whole lot to say. And I am sitting on the menu screen in a bit, which means I was probably talking with someone during this fight. That's probably what I texted. Again, it has been a while since I've recorded. It's been at least a week at this point. Probably longer since I fought Brock. But, like, this fight was easy. It was piss easy. It was so important. I forgot to write down I did this fight in my notes, and this was the last one added to the video. Because I forgot which recording it was in. That's right, I forgot about Brock while making the video. Because, yeah, just look at this. Oh wow, the rock-type gym. It's a shame I have a good fucking water-type, who's also an electric type, so stab discharge. It should be Thunderbolt, but I was still being stupid. And you just know I used Thief to steal the leftovers of the Snorlax outside Vermilion City. Because that's the only way I'm getting one of those this run. And a paralysis on Kabutops. So the follow-up attack is safe. All because of that paralysis roll, because even at reduced speed, Kabutops is still faster. Oh well. Oh well. I do not care. I am still winning. I am winning, and I will keep winning until I can win no more. It's Brock. What did you expect? Oh wow, a Rock Slide from a Pokemon with a lower attack stat than a Pidgey. I'm so scared. Not. Like, it is almost a universal truism. If you're playing one of the Johto games, Kanto is a victory lap. Even in a Nuzlocke. Though I do admit, I got real worried when Ancient Power hit for so much damage. Because Lantern is a special tank. But, here it is. The end of Brock. I'd say something profound, but he does not deserve it. And here we move on to Blaine, who was also a very long gym battle. Despite only having 3 Pokemon. Why is this battle so long? Alright, yeah, one of his Pokemon was incredibly annoying. Magmar. I despise this nonsense from Blaine. Sets up Sunny Day to protect his fire types from my water moves. Then Confuse Ray to protect his fire type from my water moves. And here you have the most effective overheat against the Lantern of all time. Stab in the weakness makes it cancel out. But then the Sunny Day boost is like double power. I forgot I had Epimetheus with me during this fight. By how underleveled it is. Yeah, I still had it in my party from just cutting stuff for the power plant quest to be able to fight Misty. In a bit. But that's not important right now. That Ambipom was basically completely irrelevant. Genuinely, this is a battle I should have better prepared for. Like, bringing Tartarus and just spamming Earthquake probably would have done really good against Magmar. Because holy shit, this was a slog. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I remember where I went for a full restore. They cure Confusion, which I learned against Lance. Which is a neat little trick for any non-hardcore Gen 4 Nuzlocke. Now, traditionally, I would have banned myself from using items during battles. However, considering the Pokemon pool I was working with, I felt it was fair to let myself use a reasonable amount of items. You'll note, it's never been item spam, but I'm not just outright denying myself using them either. Not in my first ever complete Nuzlocke. But you see why this battle was a slog. An exchange of blows between Poseidon and Blaine's Magmar until a high roll critical surf took it out as the sunlight faded. Now it's time to put a pony in a jar. Of course, it outspeeds, and it knows Bounce. Funnily enough, Bounce is a terrible move to use on an electric type, because it's a flying move. All it is doing is delay the inevitable. Because I still have enough surfs. He does not have enough HP to tank another one. I think I was trying to predict him using an item there. Because I don't know how many items most of the gym leaders of Elite Four have. I know Red has like 6 full restores. But otherwise, I am pausing the recording real quick. And here we are. Sabrina. Psychic type gym leader, and just for her, I caught something special. Say hello to Nyx. This is, like, the only battle she was ever used for. Because this is exactly what I caught her for. If Red's team was the same as the Gen 2 one, just with the Gen 4 move and held item updates, I'd have kept Nyx on the team to hard counter Espeon. But since that wasn't at all required, enjoy me getting the chance to use a Houndoom. Ironically, I wasn't even going for Houndour on that route. I was trying to get a Murkrow. But I am not complaining about having a Houndour. I like Houndour. It's just Murkrow is way more common. And I just really like Murkrow. I know it's a bad Pokemon. I know that the only guaranteed Dust Stone without grinding at the Pokeathlon is in Cerulean Cave. I am well aware of that. However, counterpoint, I like Murkrow. It's one of my favorite Johto Pokemon. Sabrina is easy if you come at her with a Houndour. Like, it's just unfair. It is categorically unfair. In the best way. Honestly, this is one of the fun gym battles. Because the hard counter is just outside the city. I mean, easy if tedious to find. And she doesn't have a lot of Pokemon, which is always fun. Also, Beat Up feels like that one scene from JoJo's where the group just all gangs up to beat the shit out of a guy. And I love that. I just love that. It is fantastic. That is not a very good move in Gen 4. I apologize for awkward pauses. My mouth is just incredibly dry today. But I do not have a better time to record. So we're both just gonna have to put up with it. Because I am not putting off recording this for another goddamn day. Not when there's only 20 minutes left. Misty time! Honestly, this wasn't even a battle. It was a slaughter. And another reminder that I should have got Thunderbolt. Yeah, it doesn't really matter when you crit one-shot the Golduck, but that extra 10 power ain't for nothing. Especially because I wound up running into the one-force double battle in Blue's gym because I messed up the spinny tile puzzle. And I didn't have a ground type with me, so I just had to have Nemesis tanking that. It was very stupid. Ah, Lapras. Here's a preview of what'll happen to Reds. Spoiler alert, but come on. It's a high attack fighting type using using close combat on a low physical defense ice type. It would have had that result, no matter what. Why does Eris not know Shadow Ball, you might be asking? Because I blew Shadow Ball and hated the Mischievous. It did not go well. It really did not go well. As you can see by him being the 4th death of the run. He died to a kimono girl. The Umbreon one. He actually did pretty good up until that point. I probably should be talking about the Misty fight, but you can see it. It really isn't anything of note. It is a fight with Misty. I have Pokemon on my team good against hers. Big shocker, I win. Again, Johto equals victory lap. And here is Blue. The only gym leader of this region to inflict lasting damage on the run. Because I completely forgot his HeartGold and Soul Silver team. I thought he would lead with Pidgeot. Which is what he does in, all his Kanto fights after he gets a Pidgeot. I probably should have just attacked this turn, because this is the turn he uses Trick Room. The most annoying move in the game. And the move that would ultimately bring low the tail of Eris the Xatu. Because, right on, I had thought Trick Room was used one turn earlier than it was. Because I was off by one turn, it caused the final loss of the run right before the finish line. Just like that, Eris the Xatu dies. And Trick Room ends. Would have been a guaranteed one-shot. But, oh yeah. Here I am, checking my team, and realizing I did not bring a proper counter for Machamp. Because I had forgotten Blue's team. I thought it would be a recreation, mostly recreation of his Kanto team as a champion. With an Alakazam, so I brought it along next. For what would have been her final battle. But here we go, here's Pidgeot. Third from the end, for some reason. This is like one of the only fights you actually get to see Hypnos being useful. Which is really annoying. Because Hypnos is actually a pretty solid heavy hitter. It's just some unfortunate type matchups that led to me not using him all that much. And horrible luck every time he's been recorded. Hypnos. Hypnos was the opposite of a good luck charm. And here, I was legit shitting myself, hoping that Discharge would work. Because Return is terrifying when it takes out more like just over half your max hit points. But we persevered, pushed through, and Arcanine Intimidate is a joke against a special attacker. Stab Flare Blitz, however, even against a water type, is pretty damn scary. Because Lantern does not have very good physical defense. Special defense, fantastic. Physical defense, not so much. And ending it off, the battle against Gyarados. I really did not have a better answer to Gyarados than just hope. Max Potion on Poseidon. And spam Discharge. As however many times it takes. Because again, Return is fucking terrifying. A 102 base power resisted only by Rock and Steel, two types I did not have access to in a meaningful way. But there we go. The final badge has been earned. Blue defeated, Eris avenged. And now we move on to what you have all been waiting for. The culmination of everything we have been through. Pokemon Trainer Red. One Iron Tail. That is all that Pikachu was able to enact. Earthquake. Like a snap of the finger. One move, and that Pikachu lost more health than it ever had. As the hail falls, and Red selects his next Pokemon, Lapras. Remember what happened to Misty's? It's gonna happen again. Behold the wonders of close combat. One shot, one kill. Like a bug-shaped Shredder Gustav. And switch into Hypnos for Charizard. And you will see what I mean by saying he is the opposite of a good luck charm while the camera is on. I had to do this fight twice because I ran out of storage space for the fucking recording at this point in the first go around, and I didn't realize it until I went to stop recording. Do you have any idea how pissed off I was? One rock slide and Charizard was guaranteed to die. It dodged twice. I was fucking seething. I am seething watching it back for the voiceover. But oh well, needs must we carry on. Because what is Poseidon but not a lantern very good at putting fire types in jars and filling them with fluids they would rather not be full of? Hydro Pump, drowning that Charizard like a puppy in a bathtub. Wow, that was a dark comparison. What the fuck? Fuck me. And here we get to see Apollo's final battle. You see the death tracker, he just doesn't die. There just isn't anyone else for him to fight after this. Not who doesn't have a far better matchup. But with Venusaur being felled by Apollo's eruption. Time moves forward, and Red sends out Blastoise in response. And so Poseidon comes back for one final slugfest between specially defensive tanks. Focus Blast to Thunderbolt. You're probably thinking, but Blue Dragon, why not use Thunder? Because I did not want to rely on a move that inaccurate in the final battle. Not during the culmination of the entire run. I could not. You've seen what grand mistake relying on Hypnos's much more accurate Rock Slide was. Of course, I didn't actually even need to heal, considering Focus Blast missed. But better safe than sorry. You never want just a trick at the finish line, after all. And this is the finish line. This is the final challenge. Kaiser wept. No. Alexander wept, for he had no more worlds to conquer. And this, Blastoise, was the final world to conquer. One more Thunderbolt. The final threat was eliminated, and Red was down to his last Pokemon, and tied with his easiest to contend with. His Snorlax. One last attack. One last strike. In memory of those who fell. In memory of our struggle. Hecate attack. Nemesis, enacting vengeance for the entire run, and thus Red falls. I have been Blue Dragon of Blue Dragon Games. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See you in the next video.